Imagine a place where the Earth does not follow the rules of geometry. In the remote provinces of China, like Hunan and Guizhou, the landscape is defined by its extreme height. You are looking at thousands of sandstone and limestone pillars that stab through the atmosphere like giant needles. Some of these spires rise over 1,000 meters straight up from the valley floor. For millions of years, these areas were completely cut off from the rest of the world. The mountains are so steep and the canyons are so deep that building even a small path was once considered impossible. The weather here is a constant mystery. Because of the high altitude, these peaks are almost always wrapped in a thick, white wall of mist. This is known locally as the cloud sea. When the wind blows, the mist pours over the ridges like a slow-motion waterfall. It is a place of deep silence and heavy air. At this height, the atmosphere is thin, and the weather changes very quickly. This is why the clouds seem to move with a life of their own. For the people who first discovered these peaks, they were more than just rocks. They were the pillars of the sky. Even in this difficult terrain, humans found a way to survive. Long before modern machines, people built small villages directly into the cracks of the cliffs. They carved narrow stairs into the vertical stone, using only hand tools and bravery. To make their buildings stay on the edge, they used ancient engineering secrets. One of the most famous is a special mixture made from sticky rice. This organic glue was mixed with stone and lime to create a bond that has survived for over 1,000 years. It is stronger than many modern materials and has resisted centuries of mountain monsoons and storms. Life in these sky villages is a daily negotiation with gravity. Even today, you can see people hanging their laundry over drops that are hundreds of meters deep. They grow vegetables on tiny hand-carved terraces that look like they are floating in mid-air. For these residents, the height is normal. They don't have the fear of falling that a visitor might feel. They have adapted to the thin air and the narrow ledges. They move with a quiet balance, respecting the mountain because they know it is the true master of their world. In the mornings, you can hear the sound of bells and distant voices echoing off the canyon walls before the mist swallows everything. But today, the silence of the ancient stone is being met by the sound of modern steel. China is currently executing the most expensive and difficult engineering project in human history. They are building a massive network of highways and bridges to connect these isolated peaks. The Duge Bridge is the centerpiece of this revolution. It is a giant red structure that hangs 565 meters above the river below. To put that in perspective, you could fit the Eiffel Tower under this bridge 2 times. Building this was a nightmare for the engineers. Construction crews, known as the Spidermen, had to hang from steel cables on 90-degree cliff faces. They drilled into the rock while the wind tried to tear them away. They worked in freezing temperatures and high winds to bolt giant steel beams into the granite. They built tunnels that go straight through the center of the mountains, allowing high-speed trains to travel through the peaks at 300 kilometers per hour. When you drive on these bridges, you aren't just crossing a canyon, you are flying through the clouds. The cars below look like tiny toys, and the world below seems like a distant memory. This is the transformation of the Earth's surface through pure willpower and high-tech machinery. As night falls, the vertical world transforms again. The mountains aren't dark, they glow. Spiral bridges and tunnel entrances are lit with thousands of LED lights, turning the rugged landscape into a glowing masterpiece. The traffic moves in rhythmic patterns, with light trails cutting through the blue-tinted mist. It feels like a scene from a movie where humans have finally conquered the clouds. But look at the houses tucked into the crevices of the rock. Even with all this technology, the old soul of the mountain remains. People still gather in small courtyards on the edge of the cliff to share a meal. They still watch the sunset from porches that overhang the void. They live between 2 worlds, the ancient stone, and the neon future. Beyond the bridges, there are the natural miracles that no machine could build. The Zhangye Mountains are a perfect example of this natural art. Here, the earth is painted in stripes of red, yellow, and orange. This happened over millions of years as minerals and sandstone were pressed together by the movement of the Earth's crust. It looks like a giant rainbow that has fallen to the ground. There are no machines here and no bridges. There is only the raw, colorful DNA of the planet. These mountains remind us that the Earth is a living canvas that takes eons to paint. Then there is the Heaven's Gate Arch on Tianmen Mountain. This is a massive natural hole in the rock, carved by water and erosion over thousands of years. It looks like a doorway to another world. In the evening, the sun shines through this hole, creating a beam of light that cuts through the mountain mist. To reach it, you must travel up 99 sharp turns on a road that hugs the cliff. It is a journey that tests your nerves and rewards your soul. As we reach the final summits, we realize that we are just guests in this vertical world. We build our bridges and our tunnels, but the stone remains. These mountains were here long before our history began, and they will be here long after our steel has turned to dust. China's vertical frontier is a place where human curiosity meets the sky. It is beautiful, it is terrifying, and it is real. It is a testament to what can be achieved when we refuse to be limited by the ground beneath our feet. As the stars come out over the highest peaks, the mountains return to their silent watch. They are the masters of this world, and we are just passing through. They remind us that the world is huge and full of mystery that we are only beginning to understand. Thank you for joining Metro Pulse on this journey into the impossible. We hope these views have given you a new perspective on our planet. If you found beauty in these heights, make sure to subscribe for more atmospheric journeys. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon and your heart in the clouds.